My friends, it's Tuesday morning, April 22nd. After turkey hunting this morning, I decided it was time to jump on this turkey. I've already taken off the bottom skid plate or pan. It's just a plastic cover, really. And I've taken off this plastic cover, and I can almost get to that U-joint back in there. And when I say almost, I mean almost, because you can't really get to it, as you can probably see. There's a pin in there that you have to drive out. So I made a special punch, a really long punch. And the way other people do it is they go in from right here and they take a long punch and they drive that pin out. I don't know if you can see it. Let me try to get some more light on it. I've got my punch in the hole where the pin is, and now I'm going to tap it some more, see if I can drive it all the way out. I think I've gotten it out. I think it's probably, I don't know if it's fallen out yet, but it's got to be pretty close to coming off. I didn't know what size the pin was. I just took a guess on turning this down. It's working. It's bending the pin a little bit here. Just as you would expect, I guess. I'm going to drive it all the way in flush, and then hopefully the pin will be out by then. Maybe not. Well, I drove it all the way flush, so hopefully the pin either fell out or it's so close to coming out I can pull it out by hand. Okay, back in here, hopefully I can turn it around to where we can see that pin. Uh-oh, I think the pin's hitting something now. Yep, there it is. Yeah, and it is hitting something, and it's almost out. Again, I can't reach it. It's right there. I can get a needle nose pliers maybe and figure out how to get a hold of it. Nothing simple on this thing. Well, I've got my long reach needle nose pliers. Can that even get to it? I don't know. There it is. Sorry for the camera angle, but it's all I can do, I'm telling you. Come on, just come on out. You're already 3/4 of the way out. Just come out. It's probably still got a little bit more to go. Hopefully I can turn it back around and make that little pin longer. Oh, this is nearly impossible. Now I got myself locked in underneath the dash and I can't get out. What a mess. It's ridiculous. It's literally ridiculous the way they make this stuff. Well, there's literally no room, so the camera just is where it is. I've got this back in the hole. I made the end of the pin about 1/4 inch longer than it was, and I'm just going to drive it in there till I bottom it out. Yep, I heard the pin fall, and the pin fell on the ground, in fact. Now, can I get this pin back out? Yeah, I got it out. Look how it bends the end there. I had to straighten that out before I could turn it down more. Nothing simple on this. There's the lousy pin right there. At least we got it. Can I get it back in? That's a different story altogether. We're back under the darn thing. This is the drive shaft here. And that end there is where I was getting the pin out. I got the pin out. This end slides on this end, so it doesn't have a pin. But honestly, I don't know if it's going to pull off. I doubt it will. I'm going to try. Well, yeah, it pulled off. Now, can I do anything with it? I've got it pulled off at that end, and there's no place to go with it. Wow. Yeah, it's a mess. It's really a mess. I'm seriously tempted to cut the thing in half and just take it out that way. I really think that's, in the long run, my least amount of trouble. It's coming off here. I honestly think just cutting the dadgum thing right off is less trouble than just about anything else. Cutting these cross members off is a pain. This stuff is all fastened to this cross member. This is fastened to the cross member. You know, I could cut the cross member out and put it back, but I don't think that's going to help me at all. I honestly don't think cutting the cross member out is going to help me unless I take both of them out. And even then, I'm not sure it's going to help me. The only option I see, besides taking all that stuff off the front end, which is what everybody else does, they actually pull the front bumper, the front everything, and they take the 4 bolts loose out of that. And I don't know if it's worth doing all that or not. I guess it could be. There ain't that many bolts and things, but I just don't even know, even if I do all that, will it still come out without a bunch of other crud? If they just, you know, would have made this where this thing was accessible under here, it'd just be a piece of cake. And it wouldn't be hard to do that. I can't get it to go that way far enough to come off down here, I don't think. Do I want to take these bolts out? I just don't know if I'm getting in another can of worms doing that and taking the front bumper off. I guess I'll try it before I cut this thing off, but if it gives me any trouble, I'm cutting it off. Well, I went ahead and took the other wheel off because I figured I wanted it balanced and it would make it easier to pry this up. I've taken the bumper off, of course, as you can see. There's only 5 bolts holding the bumper, well, actually 7, with the screws that hold that plastic on. But anyway, it's not a very bad job to take the grill off and the bumper, but it's, you know, it's just unnecessary. Anyway, now I'm going to take the 4 bolts out of this, I hope. I got it. So I got those 4 bolts out. Now, if this lifts up, and it does to some degree, but will it lift up enough to let me get the axle out? Maybe. It definitely lifts up more than I figured it would. Can I get my hand back in there and get to the axle without killing myself? Ouch. Well, almost. All right, I'm gonna have to get a serious pry bar and lift that up. And of course, I'm always working by myself. If I had help, this wouldn't be that hard. But, you know, I'm always working by myself. Let's see, I got my hand on it. Will it pull out of here? Not likely. I didn't think it would. It's right on the edge of coming. Again, that's just another thing. If they just design it where stuff would come apart. It's ridiculous. It's really hard to hold all this and get your hand in there and do all this at the same time. Caught on something. It's not pulling. I don't know if the back end's caught on something. I guess I'll have to crawl under the dang Ranger and see if it's stuck on something. I wish I could prop that up somehow. Keep it up. That would be nice. See if I can get a board under there somehow. Try to put a 2x4 under there or something to keep it up while I'm back under there. Well, that was surprisingly easy. Just happened to, width of a 2x4 fits under there pretty well. All right, I'm crawling under. Boy, it almost wants to go. Wow. ways, yeah, if there was somebody under the Ranger prying at the same time I'm prying out here, it would probably come out of there fairly easy. I say fairly easy, meaning that it would be hard, but I could get it out at least. Let's see. Wow, it's so close, but yet so far. It just couldn't. If it was literally a quarter inch would make all the difference in the world. Just 1/4 of an inch. Ridiculous how they make this stuff. I'm twisting it, trying to find a way to let it work its way through the hole. Oh my gosh, ridiculous. It's so close, it just literally a 1/4 inch. It's all that's keeping it from coming. And there's a hose there. If that hose wasn't there, it might come too. There we go. There's a hose on this left side that by prying sideways, I can depress that hose a little bit and get this to come, I think, maybe. After lots of prying, crawling back under there, freeing up the other end a couple of times, and prying this pipe, there's a rubber hose, prying that over, I'm able to get it this far, so far. I think it's coming now, but getting the other end out is going to be just about as hard. Yeah. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. You can't even believe it. I can't even believe it came out. All right, well, we got her out. I mean, it wasn't the worst job I ever did, but it wasn't easy. Well, I don't think I'm too late in doing this. I can't believe how bad that is. It's really, really bad. It's even started to wear on the permanent yoke, part of the yoke, which is really bad. That's not good at all. But at least it's salvageable, I believe. I did buy new yokes for it, for both ends. I think I know how to get this off. I'm not gonna dilly around with it because this yoke's being replaced anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just hitting it like that to loosen up this E-clip that's in there. I don't know if we can pry that E-clip out with a screwdriver or if it's going to take something specialty tool to get it out. I don't know. It's never simple. Let me try hitting it with a hammer. It's spinning. I don't think it's coming off, unfortunately. And I keep hitting my knuckles. Yeah, I don't know. There's again, dumb design again. Why didn't they just design it like a regular car thing where you could get to it on the outside instead of putting it on the inside? Just goofy stuff like this. Really just goofy stuff. Makes almost no sense at all. You know, the car design's been around forever and it's fairly easy to work on. Why do they need to redesign it? Just so that you can't work on it. That's the reason they do that. There it is, it's popping out. I can't believe it. It popped out a little bit. Oh, popped into my hand. I got her out of there. So I got the first one out. Now I'll turn it over and get the other one out, hopefully. Again, I'm going to knock this loose. And again, I don't much care about if I bang the yoke. Got a different one. It's funny how I can't even get to the end of this E-clip on this side. There it is. Well, put it in the vise again, see if I get lucky and get it to come loose. Hit on it a little bit. No, it just spins. It won't pop out. Well, I think I finally got it. Well, it went back in. I couldn't get a hold of it tight enough to pull it out of there. Oh my gosh, how stupid of a design. I'm just going to keep driving it until it comes out. Somehow or another, it's got to stop and come out of there somehow. There it is. It was simple, just very complicated. Well, just ridiculously hard. Just stupid. It still won't come out of there, and I can even get a screwdriver in it. Well, that shot all over the place. Oh, the battery's about to run out in the camera, but I'm pressing this side through to this side with the vise, or I'm going to try it. I haven't tried it yet. Oh, it looks like it's working. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Yeah. I saw on YouTube a lot of guys hammer them out, but to me, pressing's better. Now, I do have a big press, but it was awkward getting it in there and holding this long shaft and all that, so I could leave this on my workbench and do this. It worked better. All right, I'm going to try the opposite press this way. I'll have to have something that won't go over that hole. If I had one more hand, like always, be a piece of cake. And of course, it has to slide off of this. It could be more difficult, but I don't know how. That cup seems like it's out of alignment. It won't seem like it doesn't want to go back in this yoke. The cup on the other side. I don't get it. Maybe that'll make it go back in. I don't know. No, it don't want to go back in at all. I'm about ready to just take the cutting torch to it. When I pressed the cup through, it cocked this cup a different direction, and it doesn't want to straighten out to go back in the hole. Of course not. Why would it? I'm having trouble. I couldn't press this one out. This vise was just pushing too hard, so I'm trying to drive it out. Probably need to put it on an anvil or something, but it's kind of hard to do that. It's awkward angle. Nothing's ever simple on these things. I'm seriously telling you, there's nothing easy on a side by side or any of that stuff. Just can't give you a break. It's going, but it's going very, very, very slow. Well, this has been a nightmare getting these out. These things were really, really stuck. More so than they should be. But I just propped it up here on a socket and just drove it out basically. And it's going. I'm just about to get the last one out here on the one side. I think I'm about to. I say I think I'm about to. Yeah, I guess I got it. It popped out.
Nothing about this has been simple, I can tell you. We got it. If we can see a difference here. Got all kinds of parts. Got, oh, we got new clips. Oh, that's a good thing, because I lost one clip. That's a good thing. I didn't know it came with clips. That's great. All right, so here's the new one. I'm just curious to see, is this smaller? Yeah, it's, well, this one's ground down some. These are bigger than this is because it's ground down on one side. You can tell it's wore. Very hard material, I'm sure, but it's wore. So I'm just going to get rid of that whole thing, recycle that, I guess, and then we'll everything new on the end here except for the end itself. But I think it's still salvageable even though it's kind of wore. I think we have to take these off. Trying to be careful so I don't lose the needle bearings. And I guess I might as well just take them all off because they're going to have to come off eventually. I'm going to point the grease fitting back toward the shaft because I think that's the only way you could even get to it, because the other side of it would not be possible, I don't think. All right, so if we start this on here and poke this through, maybe we could start the other one through and get it on. There we go. All right. I think I got it started. Unnecessarily hard, just unnecessary. And I'm pressing them together and it's going. I think we did it. Okay, this one's flush, but this one's not. All right, while this one's flush, let me see if I can get the keeper in there. Just going to try to drive the keeper on. I think that worked. Yep, I think that worked. All right, this side's not all the way on, so I'm going to drive it on through a little bit. Hopefully. Still not all the way in there, I don't think. Maybe it's far enough to get the keeper on. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. Yep, got it. All right. Okay, so that one's back together and it's really solid, so that's good. Now I got to get this new yoke on here. Okay, so got to get this on, and hopefully we can get I think that's working. The rubber on this one just won't stay on this thing. I can't figure out how to get it back on there. Just has to give you trouble. There, I think I got it. Okay, man, I'm telling you. Let's see if we can get this far enough this way to get this one on. So far, I think we got it. Man, I pressed them in by hand. That's kind of weird. That's weird. I didn't expect that. Well, they're tight, but they went in by hand. I'm amazed. Can I get the keeper on? That's the key thing. I'm going to try pressing these a little bit together because I'm not sure they're completely compressed. They are now. Let me put the E-clip on if I can. I think I'm going to try holding this and driving it on like I did the others. Difference is it's not room, there's no room to drive it on. Well, there we go. We got her now, I think. Yep, she's on there now. On that side, anyway. Now it looks like this side's popped out again. My goodness. All right. Well, while I'm holding that side in there, let's try to get this E-clip in. And it's going to be harder. For some reason, this one isn't letting me find a way to get to it. Let's see if I can. My goodness. I think we forced it in place. Yep. Just making sure. Okay, we successfully created a new U-joint, and that's nice and snug and tight. Now, I didn't put the grease fitting in there, but could have been easier one way than the other, I guess. I probably should have put it on there. We got her. It's not impossible to do it this way. Probably would have been easier the other way, though. Hopefully I can turn that where it pokes out. More than likely this is going to be a metric thread, a metric nut. Wow. And it's down in a hole, so you can't get a wrench on it anyway. Even if you had the exact right wrench, it's down in a hole. Again, why design stuff like that? Makes no sense. My goodness. I tell you, some of these designs drive me nuts. Well, there you go. We've got our grease fit zerd in there. Now, we get to do the whole thing over again with this side, but at least hopefully I can do this side easier. Probably not going to film this side. I'll show it to you after we're done. Got the drive shaft rebuilt, both ends. Now I've got to reinstall it in here, and it would help if I put the right end in first. This end goes in. I don't know if I can get this fed through or not. I hope I can. Alright, I better crawl under there and look at it before I go any further, because who knows where that's going. Well, the truth of that is that after I crawled under there, I didn't want to crawl back out and start the camera, but I did pull it all the way through that hole right there, and it's back in there. And I've got it slid on the, I don't know, the shaft, the spline shaft back there. On the rear differential, it's slid on already. So now I got to get it slid on this one, and the trick on this one is I have to slide it on so that that pinhole will line up, that I can drive the pin through. So good luck with that one's all I got to say about that. You're probably not going to be able to see anything, but this shaft here is what I'm going to try to get up on that spline thing. And I don't know if I can do it better from in here. Actually, I can't do it at all because it's up in the air right now. I got to get it back down. Got that drop back down so that the shaft is within reach. Now the question is, how do I line it up? If I spin this, let's see, of course the light had to go out. So it's not easy. If I spin this, I should be able to get that hole to line up. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to do that from here, but I'm gonna have to move this camera. I don't know if you can see this or not because I can't see the camera and I have to get down in this hole. Well, that looks like that was easy actually. Now can I get the pin back in? Who would know? I'm gonna go get one of those pins and see if I can get it in there. Here's the pin, but can I get it in there? That's the question. And I don't know. I truly don't know. I can't even get down in this hole, let alone see what I'm doing once I get down there. I got to move all this junk out of my way. Well, that helped. To drop the pin, that always helps. Got a different pliers. Maybe I can hold on to it better with this. But then can I reach it is the next question. The answer is probably not. Oh. Yeah, it's just really tough. Oh, this one won't let me get in there. I cannot see that hole for nothing once I get the pliers in there. Oh man, I gotta pull it back out. Well, I'm gonna have to trial and error on this a few times till I figure out a method. Well, I've got them locked into these needle nose vice grips, and I'm hoping that'll help. I've got my headlamp on again. Maybe I can get in there this way. I don't think anybody showed how they put this pin back in on YouTube, and I don't see how it's possible. I don't see how you couldn't drive it in. I don't see how you could. And it's not going to go in there just because it wants to. Wow. I don't have any good idea how to get that in there. I think I'm going to have to put the bolts back in. I'm hoping I've got that lined up right. It doesn't look right. I'm going to spin this all the way around and see if this is better. I think it's got an offset hole or something. Oh man, and now it won't line up. Give me a break. This is just impossible. I think that's lined up, but I don't even know. There's almost no way to tell. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to put the bolts in under the transmission thing because it moves around too much. Well, I'm putting these 4 transmission or front differential bolts back in, because the differential's moving around too much and I need it to be solid, so maybe I can pry that pin into place or drive it into place or something. Good, I've got them all four started and they threaded in pretty far, so now I should be able to tighten them up. Okay, that should be done. Now I'll go back to the pin. Well, you remember this punch I used to punch the pin out? Well, I'm going to use this to put it back in. I also beveled this pin significantly, and I'm going to, at least this is my attempt. I don't know that it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot. And I would like to be able to get through here at a good place, but there's no good place. I don't know where to go through at. Well, that didn't stay. So the problem is I can't tell if I've got the hole lined up with the shaft real well. I mean, I think it's in line, but I don't know if I'm in too far, if the shaft is in too far or out too far. I can't tell that. Oh, there it is. I can see it now. I think I'm lined up right there, so that's amazing. I actually can see it a little bit. I didn't think I could, but I think I can see it a little bit. Now, can I get this pin in there and get it started? I don't know. It's at an odd angle. I really think I need to be up here under this and then into that. That's a closer to the straight angle. Wow, that's maybe started. Well, now I can't get my pin back out my pole. Doggone it, nothing's ever simple. You probably can't see it in there, but I think it squeezed that little pin. What do you call those pins? I forget them now. Me and names. I can't remember names. That pin is now clenched around the end of my shaft here, and I don't think I can get the shaft out, and I can't get the pin out. Doggone it. I messed up. I should have made a smaller end on that. I thought it fit in there really easy, but I didn't think about the fact that it was going to shrink. Doggone it. Now I got to get that out somehow. I know the lighting is terrible here, and especially with my headlamp on, but you can see here I've beveled the end of that pin. I've made a slip fit on here where it gives me enough reach to get in there, and I'll start the pin in the hole, then I'll pull this out hopefully, and then I'll drive this all the way home with this. That's the goal, or what I'm planning to do. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm poking that into the hole, or at least I'm trying really hard. And then I'm going to hit it with this 3-pound hammer to try to set it in place. I think that worked. And it's already shrunk around that a little bit, so I'm glad I stopped right there. So I'm gonna take that down a lot smaller, but it'll still act as a guide. But I'm gonna take it down quite a bit smaller so that it won't stick. Okay, I've taken the end way down on here where it shouldn't stick, and left this blunt to push the pin in. I was trying to think of the name of that pin earlier, and it's a roll pin, is what they're called. Just can't think of names. That's just my curse. Anyway, let's see if it'll go in. Seems like it's going. Wow, I about got it all the way in, I think. I'm going to go ahead and drive it a little bit more. I think that's it. That's it. That's almost flush. When I took the pin out, one side was not flush at all. So I've got this one almost flush. That should make the other side pretty close, I would think. Anyway, I think that's good enough. I don't think we need to go any further with that. And I think I can put this thing back together and we can try it out and see if we have a decent drive shaft. Well, my friends, I think we're successful. I got everything put back together. Of course, I haven't started it yet and I haven't driven it. So let's do that right now. I can tell you already, just backing it out of the garage, it's better. You don't hear the drive shaft clanking. It's been clanking for years, actually. Oh, that's so much nicer. You can just feel it. It's just better. I can tell already. I love it. Oh, that's so much nicer. Well, my friends, I took it for a little spin, and it is like heaven compared to the way it was. It was so rattly, and you could hear that drive shaft banging and clanging and popping, and if you put it in four-wheel drive, it really got bad. I'm so tickled. I don't know why I waited so long to do that. But if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, too. See you then.